Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Help Is Here podcast, brought to you by the Beyond Compulsion Academy. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about other compulsions outside of porn. So I think something that's really interesting about the Beyond Compulsion method is that it's not even about pornography particularly. You know, I've got videos, I've got podcasts where I talk about the porn very specifically, and I'm on about, you know, it's the shame, it's the sexual sort of the maybe erectile dysfunction. You know, it's that side of it which is bad for our mental health. And yeah, obviously, you know, watching porn is going to destroy your brain really. But there's so many other things in society which are also so harmful for our brain, and they're totally normal. They're like totally normalized. Now, something may be normal in society, but it doesn't mean it's going to be okay with you. So this is where I think journaling and understanding consequences is so essential, because I think the easy route in life in a way is this sort of a lack of awareness around how we're actually causing ourselves a lot of harm. And that can come from just being part of a society which in many ways is incredibly messed up, and humans are definitely susceptible to addiction. I definitely am. And yet what we kind of need is like a fresh perspective on things, and is sometimes to like zoom out and actually just like consider for ourselves, like, is this okay with me, you know? So I'm going to like a friend's birthday this weekend coming up. It's in Norwich down south, and I'm looking forward to it in many ways. Like, I think there'll be about 12 of us or so. I went to the same thing last year, but we was in Wales last year, and it was a good laugh. You know, we're playing games. I remember watching like the Tyson Fury fight. That was really good. This time round we've got the Champions League final, so that'll be good. And we went on some really nice walks last year. We had a hot tub last year, so that was good as well. And it was with like some of my best friends. I would actually say, to be honest, one of my favourite parts though was actually the drive down and the drive back up. I shared this song called I think it's called Cinnamon Deluxe. It's a it's by the Cinnamon Chasers, and it's called Love Deluxe. That's it, yeah, Love Deluxe. I remember playing that song in the car, and it was the first time my friends had heard it. It was just like this random song that had popped up on my YouTube, and it was just like an absolute banger. Highly recommend it, Love Deluxe, if anyone wants to give that a listen. But I remember it was in the countryside going to Wales. We got the music on, and it's me and my best mates from school, and we're just like vibing. Like, it's just such a good time. That was really fun. Get a KFC on the route, come back home, and yeah, it was a good laugh, to be fair. It was really good. So we've got the same sort of thing going on this year. So tomorrow, going over to Sheffield from Manchester. I'll get a lift with my best mate Ollie. We'll jump in the car, same guys, me, Ollie, Max, Nathan. These are like my best mates from school. I absolutely love these guys to bits. But the only caveat to all of this, and it will be a good weekend, but the only caveat is I'm a bit like, I can't be bothered with the excessive drinking side of it. And it's a shame, because this is the thing in UK culture, and maybe it's in other countries as well, I don't know, but here in the UK we have a drinking culture which is just pretty insane. Like, I grew up and it would just be normal for you to essentially drink until the position where you almost couldn't drink anymore. And I remember literally passing out. I remember cheating on girls when I was younger. Not that drinking's an excuse to do that, but I would honestly just be completely gone. Like, I'd be in clubs, I'd be throwing up on nights out, be at house parties. Like, the whole thing was just a mess. And that's UK culture. That's kind of what we do here, and it's almost weird if you're not part of that in many ways. And last year, I can't remember too well, but I'm pretty sure we were drinking a lot in Wales, in this big house. We were drinking a lot, playing a lot of drinking games, and it was good fun. But I remember just returning home and mentally just feeling absolutely horrendous, just destroyed. You know, I was in a bad place. Yeah, mentally it was tough, and that was only 1 year ago. Now that didn't last too long, maybe a week or so, but it kind of comes to the question: were those choices last year, drinking excessively, worth it overall? When you zoom out, you see the big picture. You've got an A and a B. You know, you've got consequences to every single choice you make. Was it really worth it? And I'm not sure it was. And last year, I remember having some good times. Like me and Nathan for his birthday, we went on like a big pub crawl, and we were in the cowboy hats, and that was fun as well. And yeah, there's like these times where it's kind of hard to weigh up, is that actually worth it? Last summer we had Glastonbury as well, and that again was great fun with my best mates. But why do we feel the need to drink excessive amounts? Why can't we just have a really, really good time without choosing to engage in a behaviour which has extreme consequences on the brain, on the body, and makes us feel like absolutely terrible afterwards? So I think overall, this weekend coming up, will I drink? Will I choose to abstain from drinking? The honest answer is, at this point in time, I don't know, and I don't feel like I need to know either. And this is an interesting point when it comes to compulsion and everything we teach, because there's a big difference between compulsive desire and spontaneous desire. Essentially, spontaneous desire, you walk down the road, you're hungry, you grab a sandwich, all right, you move on, you don't think about the sandwich again, ever again. Compulsive desire, you're in your bedroom, you're thinking about watching porn, you're telling yourself, oh no, I shouldn't watch porn, I can't watch porn, it has all these consequences, but then you've got this desire, and it's like this buzzing in your brain, like a bee's just in the back of your mind, and it's just buzzing away, and you're like really wanting this thing. It's defined by being obsessive, you're compelled, you're driven, it's just this thing in your brain that no matter how much you try and avoid it, how much you try to distract yourself from it, you want to do this thing, and it's on your mind constantly, right? That's compulsive desire. So with the alcohol, I don't feel like I have any compulsive desire around it. Yes, there's the question, do I choose to drink or do I choose to abstain? And within our program, if someone had that question, we'd probably say, well, there's future thinking, choose to use your scripts right now, you're wanting to engage in compulsivity. But I'm more sort of focusing on this from a zoomed out perspective of, there's a lot of behaviours which can be very, very compulsive, and a great benefit of being in control of your mind and truly knowing that every choice has a consequence is that you then get to make choices from a very, very good place. Earlier this week, I remember genuinely considering masturbation. I haven't masturbated for like over a year, and I was like, maybe I do masturbate right now because I'm quite horny, and I want to do that. I actually chose against doing that in the end because I weighed it all up, and that's the thing, is you can just weigh it up and make a choice moment by moment. So there's no thought going on for me like, oh, I definitely can't drink this weekend or I'm going to get out of control, because I know that isn't true. What I do know though is that if I choose to drink, I will want to drink considerably more. I will want to engage in compulsivity a lot more, because certain behaviours lead to increased desires. And so how much do you want it? How much do I want to deal with the desire to engage in other compulsive behaviours? How much do I want to feel hungover and tired and lethargic and weak and frustrated? How much do I want that? Is it worth it? On that night out where maybe we do go somewhere, or maybe we're having a drinking game or whatever, is it worth it for the consequences? So that's going to be my choice. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll provide an update next week. I'll probably come in here and let you know. There's also the chance that I go, actually, I'm going to choose to abstain from this, because that's obviously another option. Like no one can force me. No one can force you to do anything that you don't want to do. Like no one can force you to stop engaging in a compulsive behaviour. Like no one can actually get you to do anything against your will. And that's the same for me as well. So the addicted part of the mind will try and convince you that you don't have a choice all the time. And to be honest with you, I do believe if you don't have a pre-prepared plan, like a very specific way of dealing with urges, it's not really going to feel like you do have a choice. But the honest truth is, like, you always do have a choice over every action you make, especially if you're able to think in a rational way and know already how to make choices that you're proud of through going through a lot of like education and rethinking things and understanding things in a new level. And hopefully with this podcast, we can kind of teach people how to think in a more effective way. It may not be everything, you may want to go and do the full program and get the right training and then crack on. But hopefully we can help people realize that you don't have to consent to helplessness. You don't have to be part of doing these things which are bad for your mental health. Like, everyone may be on social media nowadays. You don't have to be on social media. Everyone's drinking alcohol these days. Doesn't mean you have to drink alcohol. Everyone may be playing video games. Doesn't mean you need to play video games. Everyone may be watching porn. You absolutely don't need to watch porn. Like, it's up to you to decide for yourself. Are you okay to live with these consequences? Yes or no? Every choice you make is going to have some kind of consequence. And also, if you do choose to abstain, there's going to be a consequence there as well. It's like, if I choose to abstain this weekend, I probably won't have quite as good amount of, I may not feel quite as good as if I chose to drink. I don't know. That may not be true either. I may feel even better by choosing to abstain on the night as well. Who knows? So anyway, this is just my opinion on things. I hope it helps someone. I'm going to start doing some one-on-one calls as well, very occasionally, so not all the time, because my priority right now is the Beyond Compulsion Academy and our clients inside the program, to be very, very straight. But if you would like to have a one-on-one breakthrough call with me, I'll leave a link in the description to the waitlist. Put yourself on there if you would like to be informed when I next have some availability. Thanks so much for watching or listening. I hope this does give someone a bit of a fresh perspective on things a little bit, and also help someone realize that your problem isn't porn in isolation. It's going to be compulsivity. Like, that's the problem as a whole. Cheers guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.